Hello and welcome to Euphoria. In this video I'm going to show you round my Lego city. I'll give you a look at the current state of the city and show you the buildings and other features. My Lego city layout uses a mixture of Lego modular buildings from the Creator Expert Modular Buildings range, my own designs for buildings, and lots of other layout ideas and features to add interest. It's currently a modest Lego city that fits into my smallish spare room. As I've described in previous videos, my city won't include the seaside, an airport, amusement park, or anything that takes up a huge area. I'm not having a railway. Much as I would like one, it would take up too much space, and I'm going to minimise the area allocated to roads and vehicles so I can make a compact and quite dense city centre. So I'm building a city centre for a traditional European style city on a modest scale, and I'm including lots of interesting buildings and features into the city. So let's have a look at the current city layout. So far my city is built on just one table, that's 150 by 75 centimetres or about 5 feet by 2.5 feet. I wanted the city centre to look like a fairly traditional city centre on a kind of European model with a proper town centre and a main square or plaza. The old town, representing the medieval town centre, is on one side of my layout, which is here on the left hand side. There's a large central square or plaza, which is just outside the old town, and I've built that here in the centre of my table. So far I've nearly completed the main square of my Lego city, which I call Harmonia Plaza, and I'm quite pleased with how it's coming on. And on the other side of the plaza, the city continues with a slightly more modern feel. The old town is on this side of the layout. Parts of the old town might have survived from the medieval period. Others might have been converted or replaced, but would still be what I would call traditional in style. This is one of my mocks, but it's not really complete. I built it just as an experiment to see if I could make a building that was placed at an angle on a modular base plate. I just used bricks that I had available, so the colours are not really as I would like. There are no real details added to the building, and there's no interior. I'm not sure whether to keep and develop this into a better mock, or just replace it with something else. There's a kind of traditional style monument here on the edge of the city plaza, and that's meant to be signifying the entrance into the old town through this alleyway between these two buildings. Then we have the old astronomical clock tower. This is another one of my mocks. It's meant to be a really old building that has been here a long time as part of the old town. It faces onto the plaza with its two astronomical clock faces and various movements and indicators to show not only the time but the phases of the moon and the planets. It's a big tourist attraction, and inside is a museum about astronomy and the history of the old astronomical clock. There's a small fountain at the side of the building, fed by a spring, and there's a drinking fountain inside the building where you can sample the spring water. The fountain on the side isn't very visible at the moment because it's down this little alleyway. It took me a long time to design this building because of the tower on the corner, and the corner position gave it a complicated roof shape. But you can see the whole process of how I designed and built this mock and solved those issues in the video series on this channel. Next to the clock tower is a brownstone townhouse, which is one half of the LEGO Creator Expert Pet Shop modular building. There's actually a half modular space in the corner, which I need to fill in with a suitable building. So that's really all there is to the old part of town at the moment, and as you can see there's space at the back for some additional buildings to represent the rest of the old part of town. In the centre of the layout is the main city square called Harmonia Plaza. The build of the square itself is pretty much complete, and I'm quite happy with the way this has turned out. It's built on 4 base plates and has a large fountain in the middle, and it's the main open space in the city centre. As well as the fountain with its statue, it also has a number of other features like city signs, a seating area, bike racks, fancy street lights, and in the corner there's a modernist sculpture called the 100 Subscribers Monument. I created a slushy and hamburger snack bar. This is another one of my mocks, which is currently on this side of the plaza. It's colourful, but in that position it does kind of block the building behind it. And although it's popular with its customers, I'm not sure how welcome it is by the residents of the city in its current location. At the top side of the square, I've currently got my brick bank mock, which is a straightened and expanded version of the LEGO Creator Expert Brick Bank modular building. Because it's been straightened out, this building is on 1.5 standard base plates, or 48 studs wide, and so is wider than most modular buildings, except for Assembly Square, which is also 48 studs wide. It has the small laundrette building next to it, which is really part of the same building because the bank manager's office is over the laundrette. And of course there's the money laundering play feature, which is the ability to post money or valuables through the back of one of the washing machines in the laundrette straight into the bank vault. I'm really pleased with how the bank building turned out, as it's an impressive building to face onto the plaza. On the other hand, I'm not sure that having a laundrette on the main square is quite the right thing for an up-and-coming city. On the other side of the bank is the pet shop, which is of course the other half of the LEGO Creator Pet Shop modular building. On the other side of the square there's some more buildings in traditional style, although in the corner there's actually a spare base plate. Facing onto the square is the LEGO Creator Parisian Restaurant modular building, and next to that is my yellow townhouse and more modern apartment building with the cafe on the ground floor and a seating area outside. This is another one of my mocks, and you might recognise it because I deliberately kept the colour scheme and design cues from the Creator 3-in-1 Townhouse, Cafe and Pet Shop set. It was a significant job to design and build this conversion into a full modular building, which I explain in one of the video series on this channel. The cafe must be doing good business and has expanded out onto the plaza, and so it's installed extra seating with parasols for its patrons. There is some space on the table behind this row of buildings, and I would like to add some more modern buildings and maybe create a kind of business district in this area. So that's a look at my Lego city in its current form. Now I need to start thinking about how I'm going to develop it further. I do have some more Lego modular buildings which I could use to expand the city. I really like the Lego modular building sets, and I may build some of them and place them in a suitable position in the city, but as you can see, I also like to modify them or make my own buildings and other features. I am keen to expand the old town area of the city, so I do want to create some more mocks of buildings in an old style for that area. So I have quite a bit of design and build work to develop those. On the other side of town, I've got some ideas for creating a more modern area for the city. So stay tuned to the channel to see how I get on. Let me know what you think of the city in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to show your support. And I hope to see you back soon as I continue to develop my mocks and my Lego city.